Good afternoon, parents, families, caregivers, and students. This is Mrs. Ewing here with a few important updates about our first official academic enrichment um, application Friday. And the purpose of this video is for me to walk through the components of this day so you as parents and family can support your students so that you can be a little bit more familiar with the process and how this Friday will work. So the first thing that I want to do is highlight a reminder that our Team A newsletter was sent out to you as families, I believe last week. And so there have been a couple of updates on here, which I'll explain later, which is our upcoming weeks due to the district-wide change of the academic enrichment days. So I will go into this a little bit more detail. In the email, it has provided you information about what to expect for your academic enrichment day. So I'm going to highlight some of those things mentioned in the email. First thing that I mentioned is that on these days, we as your Team A teachers will be sharing a playlist of information with you and with students. So you're going to notice this playlist has all content areas. So you've got math, reading, science, social studies, but since we're focusing on social studies right now, that's what you see, and then enrichment, extra credit activity. And so we as your teachers have provided the students some things to think about as far as what did we learn this week, what were all the activities, assignments, and things that we have completed, whether it was in our Zoom meetings or as your application day activities, and we have listed those things for you. So you're going to see under Miss Francis's class, she has asked questions, did you complete and submit? And then you're going to see the list of all the things that we have done this week. And that will be the same for your other content areas as well. As a reminder, if a student misses a Zoom session, they should always log into Canvas for the day's agenda, and I will go through what it looks like for a student to log in, but they should always go back to the agenda because on that agenda page, details about what we did in class, including video instruction, is also listed there. So it's really important because if you miss a Zoom, everything you need to work at your own pace is located on Canvas. All right, so Friday, this will be shared with students, and students' number one priority is to make sure that all the learning that we've completed this week is finished. I know it can get daunting with the to-do lists of tasks in Canvas, but if you're seeing really long lists, that is because your student has not submitted or completed the activities. And sometimes it's just simply pushing the submit button. And I know we are all learning how to turn things in Canvas, and we go through that process. I know in my class, every time we open an assignment, I model for them and show them this is how you complete it, this is how you turn it in. So sometimes it's just making sure they can turn that assignment in. But we want that to be their top priority. Then, if your student is good with all of the things that we have been learning this week, then we have prepared an amazing enrichment opportunity for them. And this will count as extra credit for students who complete this assignment. And this is a virtual field trip. So you are going to see that this is linked in the email, but this is as an assignment on Canvas for students, and I will show you what that looks like for them. But I'm going to go ahead and pull up the slides here just so that you can see what this looks like from a student perspective. So they are going to go through each one of these slides, and you're going to see it's broken up by exploring, explaining, applying, sharing, and reflecting. And each slide gives them instructions on what to do. So they are going to have interactive links to click. They're going to explore different animals in the zoo, all sorts of different zoos. Then they are going to pick 2 animals and they're going to explain. So they're going to apply some of their language arts skills and make a claim. They are going to create some things as well. They're going to apply all that learning. And so there's a lot of choice and freedom, and there's a lot of opportunities for kids to get creative and do some hands-on things. So you can see that this activity could take your student several hours to complete. This can also be fun to include other siblings and family members if they're at home and they would like to join in on the fun as well. These reflection questions are posted as an assignment on my Mrs. Eubing's Canvas page. I am posting it this week as extra credit, and then it will rotate. So you'll see that next week, Miss Francis will post that assignment, so students will submit through her page. We're trying to make it as easy for students as possible to access and submit. So I'm going to show you from a student perspective what they see on Canvas, so that you know kind of how to guide them if they're having difficulty. All right, so what I want to do here is I'm going to open up my Canvas page, and we always remind students that to do this, they click on the bookmarks, they click on Canvas. From here, it should really just log them in. It prompts me to choose my email. It should automatically take them to their dashboard. They should see their 3 classes and their school Canvas page. So I'm going to go ahead and click on our course, which is Social Studies and Science, and now I'm going to change it to Student View so you can see what it looks like for a student when they log in. All right, so you're going to see here that this is a home page. They might have a lot of to-dos listed on the side. That means they need to click through each of those items and make sure they're turned in. We have done a lot over the last couple weeks. If your student is new to my course, then I have talked to them and will continue to remind them. They're going to see excused for the assignments that they were not in my class for, so they don't need to go back and make those up. But students that have been with me since day one, they know those activities and assignments. So to get to the agenda, I'm going to scroll down, and students know this. This is the process that we follow every day, and I click Science and Social Studies. From here, I access the monthly agenda. Our application enrichment day is the 28th, so I click on that. And from here, you can see the instructions that I have just explained to you, and I will also, again, students are going to receive an email with this as well, as this is all new to them, and I can see there might be confusion on Friday, even though we are reminding students of this, but we want to make sure they have this information. So we're going to remind them to go to Canvas and to click on this day, and you're going to see that the playlist that I showed to you is available there for students to view. We have also explained to students and want to make sure that you know that in addition to students working independently on these activities and tasks, we as their teachers have provided times for them to meet with us in small groups and for check-ins. And so we want to make sure students know to look for that communication. There's going to be some optional times, but there's also going to be set times where we need to meet with certain students. And so we want to make sure that they're looking for that information so that we can support them with things that they may need additional help with. And then as a reminder, the academic enrichment day, if they have finished with all their tasks, then they are to work through that for additional kind of extra credit points. The last thing I want to show you as a parent that has been that kind of updated change is our black and gold weekly schedule. And so because of the addition to this academic enrichment day, we now kind of see a shift in what our weekly schedule looks like. It should still alternate. So this week, we started with black cohort on Monday, and then gold cohort in-person Zoom Tuesday. So it alternates back and forth. Please note that Monday, we are starting with, again, black cohort has their in-person Zoom, while the gold cohort has their application day, and then it alternates. So if you see where it says instruction, that is that in-person Zoom day where your student logs onto Zoom and is interacting with their teachers and getting that kind of bulk of direct instruction. So it's going to be very important that they really try to be there for Zoom because those opportunities are only every other day. All right. I hope you have found this information incredibly helpful. Just a reminder, please feel free to reach out to us via email or by phone if you have any questions or need any other clarification. We are really looking forward to having such a great year with your student. So please let us know how we can help. Thank you and have a great Thursday and first Academic Enrichment Friday.